Selena Gomez must be humiliated right now because fans have not stopped coming after her new boyfriend Benny Blanco. And these comments are getting extremely savage, making fun of his appearance by calling him ugly and pointing out the fact that he once criticized Selena in an interview. Now, she's the one who's in hot water for defending him and going on an embarrassing Instagram rant professing her love for him. All of this crazy drama started yesterday when she confirmed that she had been secretly dating music producer Benny Blanco for 6 months and no one knew a thing about it. But as soon as she revealed their relationship on Instagram, her own fans started attacking her in the comment section, and things got heated very quickly. People accused Benny of not treating Selena very well and disrespecting her in the past. They dug up one of his interviews that he did in 2020, where he called Selena a cookie-cutter pop artist while praising her ex-boyfriend Justin Bieber. And if you watch this interview, it is pretty obvious that he doesn't think too highly of her as an artist. He also makes fun of her makeup line and insinuates that she is not a serious musician. But when fans brought this to Selena's attention, she got extremely defensive and started ranting about how she just doesn't care. She wrote, "And he's still better than anyone I've ever been with. Facts." She also told another upset fan who said Benny has put a curse on her that he has been the best thing that's ever happened to her. But the fighting didn't stop there. One person brutally roasted Selena for her taste in men. They wrote, "WTF is wrong with her? Selena has the world at her feet, could date a rich, educated, mature, handsome man, one that would treat her with love and respect and share her same values and life goals. But she keeps on choosing these crusty, problematic music men." And in response to that comment, Selena said, "Oh sweetheart, I've been in therapy since I was 18. I know what's best for me and I will fight to get what I deserve. I appreciate your misguided input, but I'm growing. Don't feel free to grow with me, just know that I'm never going to be with an F-boy ever again." She said that if her fans actually cared about her, they would recognize that she is at her happiest right now. When that rant was finally over, she eventually shared a little more details about their unexpected romance. So in response to a person's comment about her being mad at her fans, she wrote, "Not mad, it's been 6 months, baby. I will always defend my friends, family, and fans till the day I die." In another comment, she wrote that he has treated her better than any human being on this planet and called him the best thing that's ever happened to her. But despite the fact that Selena is clearly content with Benny, fans would just not stop dragging him for his looks. The most common joke seems to be the fact that she was once rumored to be dating Zayn Malik, and some people feel disappointed that her new boyfriend looks nothing like him. So there's a lot of shallow-mindedness in these comments, because so much of it is centered around his appearance and how he's apparently not up to the standard that people want for Selena, which is crazy. Back in March, Selena and Zayn were seen holding hands and kissing while they were on a date in New York City. The news was confirmed on TikTok when one user posted screenshots of messages that her friend had sent her. She explained that her friend works as a hostess in a New York City restaurant, and the two of them walked into her restaurant hand in hand, making out, and she sat them at a table. And that's the kind of PDA that lets everyone know that they were definitely an item. Of course, fans were really praying for that relationship to work out, given that we know that Selena has always had a bit of a crush on Zayn. Back in the 2010s, she actually admitted that if he asked her out on a date, she would have accepted. Not only that, but when she was asked which member of One Direction she would most want to kiss, you can pretty much guess who she said. So it really seemed like for a while that their relationship was some kind of destiny. Fans went absolutely crazy at this news because they've been wanting them to get together for more than 10 years. They even jumped to conclusions and talked about the prospect of Selena and Zayn one day getting married, which we all know was always taking it a little too far. The idea of them dating was first brought to everyone's attention when Zayn followed Selena on Instagram. Now, this might not necessarily be a big deal, but it really was when you look at the overall context. He showed his support for her in the middle of the drama between her and Hailey Bieber, and this was during a time when a lot of celebrities were picking sides in the alleged feud. But the fact that he chose to follow her was really interesting because he only follows 18 people on the platform, and she followed him back just days later, which is what led people to believe that there could be some kind of a romance forming. At the time, even Gigi Hadid seemed to respond to the news, which kind of confirmed that something was actually going on. An inside source spoke to Us Weekly and said Gigi has no problem whatsoever with Zayn dating. As long as he is happy and stable and continues to be a good co-parent to Kai, she's fine with whoever he goes out with. The source went on to say that she has moved on from Zayn and is having fun while dating right now. This romance did make a lot of sense though, because Selena seemed to have a thing for musicians and singers. We all know she famously dated Justin Bieber on and off from 2011 through to 2018, and she was also involved in a 10-month-long romance with The Weeknd from January through to October of 2017. Since then, she's been linked to Zedd, Niall Horan, and Charlie Puth. truth. But she hasn't really dated anyone publicly in nearly 5 years. Though if you're a Selena fan, you know that that is not necessarily a bad thing. She's spoken out many times about how she's actually very happy being on her own. And she said she's perfectly fine without a man in her life. She told New Magazine in 2020, "I am single and I'm totally cool with that. There are a lot of positives to being single and it's about enjoying them when you're in that stage of life." Then in May last year, she posted a TikTok where she joked about how she was still without a boyfriend. She deadpanned and stared into the camera saying, "No, I'm fine, I'm totally fine being single. It's a real thing, it's fine." She then pointed the camera to a nearby sofa showing two couples making out. But not everyone was really happy with Selena constantly making jokes about the fact that she's single. Some fans accused her of giving a kind of pick-me-girl energy because she would often bring it up in just about every single TikTok or interview that she did. For instance, one of the most viral examples of this was when she was seen curled up on the grass watching a soccer game with some friends. At one point she screams to the players, "I'm single, I'm just a little high maintenance, but I love you so much." And as that video made the rounds on social media, it got a mixed reaction. Though most people in the comment section said things like it's so relatable, hilarious, and so real. It turned out a lot of people could understand the struggle of being single. When Selena released her song Boyfriend though, fans were confused by the lyrics, which seemed to imply that she actually wanted to be in a relationship. She sings the words, "I want a boyfriend, tell me are there any good ones left? Keep finding the wrong ones, but I want love again and again." From the outside, it's easy to see why people assume that she was lonely when she released that song. But apparently that wasn't exactly what she was trying to convey. She said, "It's just funny because I release things that say I want a boyfriend, and when people mention that, I'm like, no, I didn't really mean it though. Guys are a lot of work." In discussing the meaning behind the track, she said, "It's about falling down and getting back up time and time again in love, but also knowing that you don't need anyone other than yourself to be happy." For Selena, this realization clearly allowed her to become more comfortable with herself and her journey as a single woman. Aside from sharing more about her love life, she's also been getting very real about plastic surgery. In response to a comment about her appearance, she replied by saying, "I've had botox, baby girl," which kind of seemed like a clapback to a nasty comment, but it was also something that she has not admitted up until now. And there's been a lot of speculation about whether or not she's had plastic surgery done, because she does look noticeably different these days, even from just a few years ago. In fact, she got called out online recently for looking unrecognizable in a photo that she posted on Instagram. The reaction with fans was pretty negative at the time, so you can understand why she would be hesitant to talk about cosmetic procedures. What happened was she shared a selfie with a full face of makeup on, all to promote her products, but her face looked noticeably different in an uncanny valley type of way. Selena's chin and her cheeks had almost disappeared, which left fans confused and straight up baffled by the picture. She looked worlds away from her normally softer, fuller face, which is why some people were wondering if she had some kind of surgery or whether or not the picture had been edited. Of course, there could have been other reasons why she looked so different, like the fact that she was also sporting much lighter hair and she didn't really have her usual style of makeup. When the picture was posted on Twitter, thousands of people dropped comments and they all seem to be saying the same thing, that she looks completely different. People wrote things like, "New face, and I would have never guessed it was her." One fan claimed that they didn't recognize her in that photo because her face looks so drastically different. Another person said that they almost didn't realize it was Selena, and another one said that she had a totally new face. Someone then asked if the image was photoshopped and said that for her face to look so different, the picture had to be edited and not just lighting and angles. Either way, it's crazy that people were speculating this much over a single photo, especially Selena's fans, given her history with this type of body shaming. She's been one of the most famous people in the world since she was a teenager, and this has led to never-ending scrutiny surrounding her weight. Just earlier this year, she was shamed after some photos of her in a swimsuit went viral, and she looked a little more curvy than usual. The response to these photos was callous and cruel, and Selena ended up responding to all the comments about her weight and said that it was all because of medication that she takes to help her manage the disease lupus. Quote, "When I'm taking it, I tend to hold in water weight, and that happens very normally. When I'm off of it, I tend to kind of lose weight." She also reminded fans that when they comment on people's weight, they don't always know the real story. And she added that she wasn't a model and that people should not be striving to look perfect because they are already beautiful and wonderful. But even though she gave some great advice there, especially to her younger fans, it's just crazy that she still receives so much backlash for just existing in her body. It's like the internet hates the fact that she no longer looks like a teen, and they want to remind her of it every single chance they get. So what do you think about this news story? Please let me know in the comments below. Do you think Selena Gomez looks any different? And I'll catch you guys in the next video.